We recently wrapped up our annual declutter challenge, and if you followed along, I hope you are feeling so proud of yourself for doing the tasks and the challenges and taking the time to build that habit throughout the last 14 days of that challenge. And I hope your home is feeling refreshed and like you have accomplished a lot because you did. And doing small challenges like this are a great way to build that consistency in the habits to maintain our homes. And before you lose that momentum, I want to share a few quick tips that are going to help you keep that declutter momentum going.
Are you ready to stop the chaos, the stress, the overwhelm that's filling your life? I'm Renae Matt, and together you and I are going to build simple routines that are going to change your life. When you put these habits into practice, you're going to be able to organize your life in a way where you can be there for your family, pay off your debt, save money, your house can stay organized, you don't have to stress about what's for dinner, and you still get time for yourself. So without further ado, let's get started. Welcome to the Routine Advantage Podcast.
Now, decluttering can be kind of a beast sometimes. When we look at our homes, we can have really minimalist homes, but we can also have homes that are just insanely packed with stuff everywhere. So, depending on where you are in this spectrum, you can build a decluttering habit that is going to benefit you no matter what type of home you have. The action is just getting that habit in place so that you can maintain a decluttered home or get your home decluttered. It does not have to be this big, overwhelming task that so many of us have, and it stresses us out and it actually prevents us from moving forward and taking action because it kind of stops us in our tracks because it seems like such a big feat to accomplish. And it does not have to be that way. So, whether you're looking at the piles of shoes, the bookshelves, your hair products, your medicine cabinets, your game cupboards, your desk drawers, your stacks of mail. It all counts. And it does not matter what situation you are in right now. This episode is going to help you because it's something that you can actually instill in your kind of daily habits. And it won't ever be such a big task anymore moving forward. So, the first thing you're going to want to do to build that declutter habit so that it is no longer overwhelming is I want you to grab a paper and pen and I want you to write down all of the places in your home that tend to pile up with stuff. This could be, it could be closets, it could be drawers, it could be a desk, it could be cupboards. Any place in your home that you kind of look at and it just tends to accumulate things whether it's messy or feels cluttered or not, just things that accumulate. Or areas that accumulate things. And that is what you want to look at and just write those down. That is your first task. And then once you have that done, you're going to go to number two. And what you're going to do is you're going to look through that list and make sure that it is divided up into places that are smaller areas. So places that you could declutter in 15 minutes or less. So an example of this might be like looking at your medicine cabinet on your list. That is a place that you can definitely declutter that area in 15 minutes or less. And another example would be to look at, like, let's say your living room is on your list. That is going to be a little bit bigger project because it might be pretty difficult to efficiently declutter your living room in under 15 minutes. So what you want to do is you want to actually like break that up into smaller areas. So if you're looking at the living room, maybe it is bookshelf, entertainment center, coffee table, things like that. Another example might be kitchen. So instead of just having kitchen on your list of declutter areas, you want to break it up into things like pantry, fridge, freezer, junk drawer, mug cupboard, all of those different things. Just start breaking it down into smaller areas. So when you think about decluttering an area, it has to be able to fit into 15 minutes. The reason I do this is because it shifts your mindset into allowing you to get more done because it doesn't seem so daunting. So, if you're looking at a project that's going to take 2 hours, you're going to keep pushing it off and pushing it off and pushing it off. But if you look at a project that is like, I can get this done in 5 to 10 minutes and just do it, It makes it so much easier to accomplish, and you'll find that you start actually doing these tasks more often, which helps you to be more consistent. So that's why I want you to break it up into areas that will take 15 minutes or less. Even if you have to look at like a closet, if your whole closet is just too big of a task, break it up into sections. Maybe it's hanging clothes, maybe it is drawers, maybe it's shelves, maybe it's shoe bins. Just break it up. Like, I just cleaned my closet out, recently, and I did all my hanging clothes, and I did my piles of, like, the jeans and the leggings and things like that, but I didn't touch my drawers that have, like, my pajamas or socks, underwear, bras, things like that. I didn't do those yet because that didn't it was gonna be too much time that dedicated to it, but I could get done with the hanging and the shelf at that moment. So that's what I did, and now I know I just have to go back and do the drawers, and it's not gonna take me long at all to go back and do that. So that is just a great way of being able to accomplish these things in a small amount of time to keep that momentum going. And then number 3 you wanna go to is to choose a time frame or how often you want to complete these declutter tasks. So are you gonna do it once a day? Are you gonna do it once a week? Are you gonna do 2 every Monday afternoon? Are you gonna do 1 after your daily 7 home routine every day, or after, the kids go down for a nap, or after, your morning routine? Whatever you want to do, just choose something and plug it in on your calendar because that is going to be what keeps you focused and you don't forget about it. And then number 4, you're just going to start at the top of your list and plug those things in to when you dedicated the time to do it because that is going to help you cycle through your list. And what is really cool about this is that you're not going to just stop when you're done with your list. You're going to restart because these are going to be habits that you want to engage with and actually like consistently cycle through these areas of your home so that it's never just one giant project of trying to declutter your home, but it ends up becoming this consistent routine and eventually, you might find that you don't even need to schedule it. You don't need a list. You don't need to do anything because you have now built that consistent habit of just decluttering spaces. Because when you are looking at it and you flip your mindset into it becoming more of just a habit of what you do rather than this big project, it doesn't feel so daunting because it becomes part of our regular routine and you're not doing that whole big space at once. And it becomes more refreshing rather than overwhelming because you have that habit in place and it just becomes part of what you do. It's really cool when you start to think about what you want to do in your daily habits and your routines and then you create a plan like this and then you put it into place and you keep it super super simple so that you can maintain that consistency. And if you skip some, it's okay. You're not going to lose anything. You just start back up where you left off and you keep cycling through. You're not breaking anything. You're just building a habit. And that is the key to continuing on. And eventually, you're just going to have this amazing declutter habit built into your regular routines. And you're not going to have to think about it, and it's not going to feel overwhelming. And over time, you will find that your house becomes more clutter free, and it just gives you that motivation to just grab a tray or grab a little shelf and just clear it out with just a few minutes. You can even do some in, like, 3 to 5 minutes, and you just clear it out and you put what is going to get donated into the donation box. You get rid of what is in the trash. You organize what is on that shelf, and you're good to go and you're done. And that is what is really cool about making the intentional routine like this, and building that habit intentionally. So that is what I'm trying to get across, and I can't talk. So I hope that is helpful for you. One quick tip. If you are looking at trying to declutter your home and this does feel overwhelming and you have not taken the time to do your daily 7 home routine yet and put that into place, I would highly suggest that you just save this episode and come back to it later while you first focus on getting your daily 7 home routine in place. And the reason I say that is because it's a lot easier to focus on that daily 7 because those are going to be your priority tasks. I know that decluttering is a priority in a lot of ways, but when you can focus on just the tasks first, that's going to help you feel like you are maintaining some semblance of order in your home. And then that's going to give you the energy to feel really good about the state of your home and give you actually a little bit more of that motivation to be dedicated to a decluttering habit and to bring that routine in next. So, if you're struggling about whether to build your daily 7 home routine or your decluttering routine first, I highly suggest that you take the time to do your daily 7 first. And if you need help and you're not sure what that is, maybe you're new here, go back to episode 5. That's going to help you actually build your own routine. And then episode 23 is going to allow you to walk through mine and you can copy mine and use it on your own if you want to begin with until you can kind of customize your own. That is an option for you, but I just wanted to plug that in there that I do suggest getting your daily 7 home routine in place first. You're probably just going to see a lot more success that way. So, a really quick recap of how to build that declutter habit so that the task is no longer overwhelming. Number one, you want to write a list of places in your home that tend to pile up with stuff. Number two, to divide that list of places into smaller areas that can be completed in 15 minutes or less. And an optional side note here, once you divide it up into smaller areas, you can also sort your list by priority if that's important to you, or you can just keep it as is and cycle through it as it is. Number 3, you're going to choose a time frame on when you're going to complete this declutter task and how often. And then you're going to make sure that that is plugged in to your calendar so you have it scheduled. And number 4, you're just going to start at the top of your list and you're going to start working your way through those during your scheduled times. And then once you get through it, you just keep cycling through and that is helping you build that declutter habit. And I hope that you found that helpful. I hope this helps you to kind of maintain that clutter free home that you feel really good in and refreshed. And I think this is a great time as you are going through and setting up for holidays and setting up those decorations. Really ask yourself if need to move something to put a decoration up, ask yourself if it's something that is worth putting back when you take your decorations down because you might find that you'll come across a lot of different things that are like I don't really actually need this half burned out candle or this sculpture that's sitting on the bookshelf that I don't even know where it came from and it means absolutely nothing to me. Put those things in your donation box or like the sculpture, not the burned out candle. That one could probably get recycled. But just look and pay attention to these things as you're setting up for the holidays because that will be an easy way to get some of that stuff out of your home without really feeling like you're going to miss it. So, I will see you on the next episode. Take care.
Did you love that episode or learn something useful? If so, would you do me a huge favor? My goal is to grow this podcast and help as many women as I can break free from the overwhelm so they can truly enjoy their life. The best way for me to do this is for you to leave a 5-star written review on your podcast app and to share this episode with a friend or in your Instagram stories. I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care.
If you are looking to add a little luxury to your skincare routine, I have just the thing for you. We were recently at a restaurant in Vegas, and as the server is going down the table checking IDs, he does a double take at my husband and me, and he's like, "Whoa, you guys look great. What is your secret?" And at first, my husband thought that he was talking about our clothes because I was wearing this black fancy dress and he was in this pretty amazing red and black velvet jacket. But after he left, I turned to our friend and asked her, "Did he just very nicely call us old?" She was laughing and agreed with me. He was actually looking at our ages on our IDs, not at our clothes. But for me, here's the secret. I love keeping skincare super simple. My nightly routine is to cleanse, spritz on a little toner to balance the pH of my skin, apply a serum to help with those signs of aging, which apparently is working, and a nice facial oil to lock in the moisture. It only takes me like 3 to 5 minutes each night. And then in the morning, I simply splash my face with cool water and apply a serum. I let that soak in while I brush my teeth before applying any makeup. And that is as simple as it gets. That's just my basic skincare routine. And the serum I use has been a total game changer. I've been using it for about 3 years now. And when I look back at pictures, I can see how much of a difference it has made in keeping that youthfulness in my skin and helping to keep those fine lines and wrinkles at bay. My skin feels refreshed, and it also feels like a little mini spa session for a few minutes each day. And quick tip, when you apply your serum, apply it when your face is still slightly damp, either with the water or the toner, and your skin absorbs it so well. And the great news is that right now, the company that I use for the serums is having a Black Friday sale and it's buy one, get one free, which is amazing. They have not done this since 2021. And when you're looking at them, I personally apply the Time Machine at night and then the C Juvenate serum in the morning. And you can also grab their lash serum with that same buy one, get one discount for amazing long lashes. I often get asked if I'm wearing falsies, but it's my own lashes. It's literally a routine of swiping the lash serum across the base of the top of your lashes at the end of my nightly skincare routine. It takes like 3 seconds for amazing lashes. So if you want to snag the discount to treat yourself or use it as a way to buy some stocking stuffers, go grab the facial serums or the lash serum, which they just restocked, by going to helloskincare.com and use code Renae BOGO. That is RENAEBOGO. And that will get you the buy one, get one deal, which is happening now through December 2nd. And one quick note is to activate the code, you want to make sure you have at least 2 items in your cart that are one time purchases. When you add something to your cart, you can select it as a one time purchase or as a subscription. This code does not work on the subscriptions, it's only on the one time purchases. So add 2 items to your cart, and then one of them will be completely free. And you can mix and match the items so you can choose whichever items you want, and it can even be used on the collections. So I think it's pretty amazing. It's such a good deal if you are wanting to have that little spa session and very nicely get told that you're old, then you need to add these serums to your skincare routine. So again, it's helloskincare.com. Add at least 2 items of the one time purchase to your cart and then use code Renee BOGO to activate your discount.